Hi, this is Raji. We are all social creatures always looking for fantasy in real life to trigger out our thought process and seek inspiration from them. On a daily basis, we come across a lot of strangers, but we seek inspiration from only a few of them. Even as a child, we grow up listening to stories of how a hero comes to the rescue of his people and his family. We find solace in such stories. Studies have also found that such inspirational stories have a positive effect on our brains and helps us become more emphatic, generous and improve our overall outlook on life. So today we will talk about a story, the story of the life of a man who has impacted the entire economy and internet industry of China almost single-handedly. His life is nothing less than the story of Robert, the Bruce and the spider that we were taught as kindergartens. That's the story of Jack Ma, the inspiring life story of Alibaba founder Jack Ma, now the richest man in China. Ma is a true rags to riches story. He grew up poor in communist China, failed his college entrance exam twice, and was rejected from dozens of jobs, including one at KFC, before finding success with his third internet company, Alibaba. Jack, after graduating with a bachelor's degree in English, worked as an English teacher. Now here comes the part where it gets more interesting. Even before he has received the degree and became an English teacher. Rejected but not a failure for him. Jack Ma, as an extremely lucky bloke who just became a billionaire in a snap. But it's a safe to know that rejections are synonyms with Jack Ma. You wouldn't believe the number of times this man has been rejected and failed. In his early childhood, Jack Ma failed in his primary school examinations. Not once but twice, thrice. He failed thrice during his middle school exams. When applying to universities after his high school, Jack failed the entrance exams thrice before finally joining university. He even applied and wrote to Harvard University 10 times about being admitted and got rejected. Each time. This was only during his education. During and after his bachelor's degree, Jack tried and failed to get a job at a multitude of places. After spending 3 years to get into a university, Jack failed to land a job after applying to them 30 times. He recollects in his interview, when KFC came to China, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only guy who wasn't. He also one of the 5 applicants to a job in police force and was the only one getting rejected after being told no, you are no good by police. Also on his entrepreneurial and undertakings, Jack Ma went on to fail on 2 of his initial ventures. But that didn't stop him in any way of dreaming bigger. He was down but not out. In one of his interviews, when asked about his rejections, this is what he had to say. Well, I think we have to get used to it. We are not that good. So overcoming the pain of rejections and treating rejections as opportunities to learn and grow was what Jack Ma made of it, of course. After finally coming to terms with all of his rejections and failures, Jack Ma visited US in 1995 for a government undertaking project related to the building of highways. It was then that Jack Ma was first introduced to the internet and computers. Computers were pretty rare in China, then given the high cost associated with them, and internet or emails were non-existent there. The first word he searched on the Mosaic browser was beer, and it popped out results from different countries, but signs of China nowhere. He then searched China and not a single result popped out. He decided it was time for China and its people to get on the internet. Finally, after persuading 17 of his other friends to invest and join him in his new e-commerce startup, Alibaba, the company began from his apartment. Initially, Alibaba didn't had a single penny investment from outside investors. Building trust among the people of China that an online system of payment and package transfers is safe was the biggest challenge Jack Ma and Alibaba faced. A challenge that Jack will cherish for his lifetime. So, having started his first successful company at the age of 31, and even after never having written a single line of code or selling something to anyone, Jack Ma runs one of the biggest e-commerce networks in the world. The company went on to grow rapidly, expanding all across the world, quickly growing out of its China shell. Only second to Walmart now in terms of sales per year. Alibaba has become the e-commerce giant that Jack Ma has envisioned for it. The key takeaway from here: we keep fighting, we keep changing ourselves, we don't complain. So, believing in yourself, being persistent in the face of adversities, and treating rejections and failures as opportunities to propel yourself ahead is what Jack Ma's extraordinary life speaks out to the world. Here are some of my favorite quotes by Jack Ma, but I am referring only one quote. Never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. So this is the story of the exceptionally optimistic and determined entrepreneur who has changed the face of business and internet in China and across the world. So what do you think about Jack Ma and his entrepreneurial journey so far with Alibaba? Shout out your thoughts and comments about this business tycoon below. Thank you. Thank you so much.